Okay, this is Word A, Part 2. We're going to talk about starting a document, we're going to talk about saving a document, how to select text when you're within a document, how to format text, ribbon, or the mini toolbar. So if you're going to start a document, you're going to begin a document by typing in a blank space, and Word Wrap feature is really nice because when you run out of room, you get to the end of the line, it automatically will move you to the beginning of the next line. So when you start a document, there's autocomplete. Automatic features that you may choose to use that you can turn off is autocomplete, where the screen tip might suggest text to insert. Autocorrect, which will show you when there's a spelling error or something that it feels that is difficult or not correct, that it may have a suggestion how to fix things, such as trademark symbols, copyright symbols, things like that. Also spelling and grammar, you'll have a red wavy line underneath a word or a blue wavy line. Red will indicate a possible misspelling or repeated word, and a blue will indicate a grammar error. So to store the document permanently, you want to save the document as a file, save it to your computer in a certain location. And in this case, when you're working with the files from your documents that you're working on for class, you're going to want to save it to your thumb drive. So when you save a file, you want to give it a file name, which is unlimited in length, probably 256 characters, but you're probably going to want to keep your name small. You may possibly want to include a date in your name of your file so that you know the last time you worked on the file. There may be specific information that you want in that file name to help you identify what that file is. And when you save a file, it allows you to close the file, start on another document, or work on it later, edit it, print it, do other things with it. So in order to save a document, you're going to save a file for the first time by using the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar, or going to File and go to File, Save As. You're going to assign a file name in the file name box, which is right down here, and then you're going to do Save. You're going to hit Save. You're going to, if you need to put a new folder in the document, say you've got a document that's going to be nested inside of another folder, and you want to put that document within a folder, you could start by clicking on New Folder, and that it would allow you to create a folder. And up in the top here, it's going to show you your path of your file. So let's open up a Word document quickly, and I'm going to open up one that's somewhere on my document. Odyssey invite. Let's do this one. This one's actually a letter I wrote. That's okay. I'm going to open up a PDF into a Word document. Okay, so we've got this document here, and when I want to save that, I would go File, Save As, or we could go back and go hit the little Save button up here, and since you click the little Save button, it actually brings up this window that you saw. I'm going to save this document to my desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder. It's going to be called Testing How to Save. So there's the document, the folder that I've created for my document. I'm going to put it in the Testing How to Save file. Now I've double-clicked on that file to actually open that file. So it shows that I'm at the desktop. If I double-click on this, it opens up the file that shows you where I'm at. And if you click this down menu, it'll show you where you're at. I'm at Users, MJ Davis, Desktop, Testing How to Save. And I'm going to save this document invite. When you save it, you can save it in several possible document formats. You can plain text, rich text, web page, XML. You can save it as a PDF. In this case, I'm just going to save it as a regular Word document and tell it to save it. So now, if we go into the Windows Explorer window, go to Desktop, scroll down, we can see the file that I said Testing How to Save, and there's the document right there, Odyssey invite, that I just saved to that file. It was saved at 4:16 p.m. on 2/20. It's when I was working on the file. So let's close these windows out, and this shows you exactly what I was just talking about. Okay, in the Save a Document, the choices that you have: back arrow is to go back to the last location, forward is to go forward in a location, go up to is to navigate to a location different from the current one you're at. Organize is open a command that allows you to organize the file or folders, including cut, copy, delete, rename, properties. You know, you may want to rename a folder if you put different materials in there. Creating a new folder, we showed you how to do that. How to change your view. Change the way the folder looks is the details, just like it was in Explorer. You can change that. how you're going to view the file. So now the next thing we need to talk about is how to select text when you're working in a document. So let's open up this document again. Here's the document that we were talking about a minute ago, and if you're going to want to select some text, say I want to change this date, this document date right here in this first paragraph. If you want to select that document piece, you hold your left mouse button down and you slide over what you want to replace. So I basically am highlighting that, and then you can either start typing again, typing again, or you can add a new date, do whatever you want to that. In the case, I'm going to change it to Monday, March 5th, 2014. Okay, so I've changed the date, and we'll go down here and we'll go back to the slides. You must select the text before deleting, editing it, or format it. It shows it here how you've highlighted it, just like I just showed you a minute ago. So you can select text, you can select any amount of text, you can pick a word, you can pick a line, a sentence, a paragraph, a large block of text, non-consecutive selections, which you can do that by holding down Control, and then it'll let you select. If you want to select a large block of text, if you hold down Shift, it'll let you take a whole large block of text. And if you want to triple click with your pointer to the left of any text, that'll select the whole thing, and we'll show you that now in just a second. Okay, you see how that pointer changes? Here's your I bar. You go to the left and it allows you to select lines. You see how it allows me to select lines? If you triple click selected the whole document. Double click will select a word. You can select one, go all the way down. You can double click beside a paragraph, it'll select a paragraph. And if you single click, it'll select a sentence. So if you have that right pointing arrow, which we talked about earlier, you can select a sentence, a paragraph, or if the third click, it'll select the whole document. Okay, formatting text using the mini bar. Now you're going to want to change the format of the text possibly when you're working with it, and you use the tools on the mini toolbar to do that. We'll go back to my document. Here's my document here, and say I want to change this area, make this bigger. So I'm going to go up here and increase font size, and you see how I scroll over these buttons? If you hold your mouse pointer over that, it'll actually tell you what that button will do to your computer text. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to take that up a little bit. Take it up a little bit. You can also use styles over here if I want to make text different colors, things like that. Let's go intense. Let's make it intense. Okay? And then if you want, let's go back to the PowerPoint. It shows you how to bold is up here. You've got the center button. You've got the bottom border button. You've got a mini toolbar that'll actually come up when you're selecting text. Makes it really convenient to select text and make changes on the fly. So you're going to format text, you're going to change the font, you're going to have that font name, and you're going to have, if you want to make a bold, you're going to apply B. If you want to italicize, you apply I. Yeah, underline would be U. And like I said, you scroll over these buttons and it'll tell you exactly what the button is as you look at it. And that's basic formatting text and how you can change your text and make it work for you. See you in the next section.